Hi there folks, I am on Trongate in Glasgow City Centre and today I'm going to cycle the South City Way. This is one of Glasgow's main arterial segregated cycle routes. There are 4 of these that head in different directions out from the city centre. The South City Way starts here on the border of the Merchant City, St Enoch sort of area, just on the east side of the city centre. We're looking along Trongate towards Glasgow Cross, and it proceeds south across the Clyde at the Victoria Bridge, between the areas of Gorbals and Laurieston, and then onward to Govanhill and finishes at Queen's Park. We'll do a quick circuit of Queen's Park and then head back. So if you'll join me, let's go. I've just started my timer. It should take us roughly 12 minutes. Just on King Street here, crossing Parnay Street. This is actually the newest section that was completed in July 2024, so a year ago, but the main part of the cycle route was completed a year earlier in July 2023. These are the King's Court shops. You can't quite see it, but ahead we've got a large car park and then the St Enoch Centre, formerly St Enoch Station, main railway terminus, and you can see the abutment here where all the lines crossed from the bridge and swung round into the station. Station opened in 1876 and was closed in 1966 and demolished in 1977. Cycle route is 3 kilometres or 1.9 miles in length. There we go. Crossing Clyde Street there, and we're onto the Victoria Bridge. This is actually the second oldest bridge in the city centre across the Clyde. Opened on the 2nd of January 1854. A cold January day, the Clyde was actually frozen over, which rarely happens nowadays. And as we move on to Gorbals Street, we've got Glasgow Sheriff Court here on the right. Opened in 1986 by Queen Elizabeth II. An example of brutalist architecture, and actually the busiest court in Europe. It does cover a large area of Greater Glasgow. And as you see, we've got the new build flats of Laurieston on the right. Gorbals will be further to the left, and nicely incorporates an old remaining tenement here. all the cyclists behaving there. Well, nearly. Delivery with just each cyclist wrong side there, and then you do get a red light immediately after that green always, so it doesn't encourage cyclists to obey as we head on to Pollokshaws Road. And this is Chalmers Free Church, I think possibly built around 1897, and Abbotsford Public School around 1879. M8 Northern, M74 Northern Extension here, and South City Way branding. City Centre to Queen's Park, 12 minutes by bike or 30 minutes walking. We're at 6 minutes 40 right now. Today is Monday the 18th of August 2025. It is about 16:50, so we are missing the rush hour. The cycle lane will be a lot busier in an hour or two. A lot of commuter use. Now on to Victoria Road. That was Eglinton Toll Junction. Now cyclists do have priority at all the non-traffic light controlled junctions on this section. You've got a professional driver there on the double yellow and blocking half the cycle lane. And that one did wait, but a wee bit forward. You do have to be careful here with a lot of pedestrians. Plenty of zebra crossings, but they're liable to cross at any point. Now into Govanhill. 473 cyclists southbound there today. Wool on the ground. Pink wool. I do consider these cycle-specific traffic lights to be mandatory according to the highway code, so I do my best to adhere to them. It's a busy wee area, this, shops and cafes. Thank you. Got Queen's Park railway station on the right there, and a nice white panelled building. I'm not sure what that is. Queen's Park up ahead. There is a connection here to the cycle lane along Queen's Drive and Langside Road that was built as part of the Connecting Battlefields project, but it's not part of the South Cityway itself. I think we're good to go, and let's see what time we're at. So it was 10 minutes 56, so just under 11 minutes, not bad. So I wanted to make these videos just to show how easy it is to reach one of the park areas by bike from the city centre. It's quick, largely segregated now. Also just to get a visual record of the route. The Cityways project has been superseded by the Avenues, which seeks to shift a lot of road space over to active travel. Sorry, cheers. So Queen's Park was opened officially in 1862, September 1862. So roughly a decade after Kelvingrove Park in the west. It was felt at the time that as the city expanded west and south, there was a need for recreational areas, the east already having Glasgow Green. It was laid out by Sir Joseph Paxton, the famous designer of the day. You've got the old Victoria Infirmary on the left here, old hospital, been converted into housing at present. Cheers. And the glass house here on the right, I think built around 1905. It closed now, only open during day hours. I love this hill, but you have to control your descent. I like this bit, it's like going through the jungle. think this is a rose garden area. But seen the roses are past their best. It is a lovely park and heavily used by local people. Just ahead we have Camp Hill House, originally a manor house, then converted into a museum and then into flats. A pond area, good bit of algae there. Got Queen's Park Baptist Church on the left there.
She just scooped.
Smell of cannabis in the air there. Common scent in cities today. Not my fave. Can't see it there, but there's a bandstand area on the right. It does host a musical programme earlier in the summer. And that's us completed our circuit. This is the main entrance. Looking down Victoria Road, and you've got a granite stair at the top there. I think we're good to go. The turn journey is largely downhill. I'll try and get this green light. Other side. On the wrong side there. I do find, out of all road users, probably other cyclists can be the worst, particularly the delivery cyclists. Well, I should really have stopped there myself, so I'm not perfect, by no means. Private hire taxis as well. I'd say on the whole, car drivers and public bus drivers do a good job. You do have to watch out for pedestrians. So my phone says it's 21 degrees, although it feels hotter. There's a nice breeze. Here we go. I'm not sure why this bi-directional section exists, just briefly there, because you do have sections on both sides. We're just approaching Eglinton Toll again, where Victoria Road meets Pollokshaws Road and Eglinton Street. It kind of from above forms a cross shape and was originally known as St Andrew's Cross by the lettering ahead on that gusset tenement. So that's a corner tenement known as a gusset tenement in Glasgow. But the roadway was realigned and separated in, I think, 1946. Just on the right here, the big red brick building, we have the old St Andrew's Works. It was actually a corporation power station built around 1900. and converted into printing works in 1937. It's got 906 cyclists southbound, northbound. A fair number on the other side. As we head down Pollokshaws Road. This bit could do with a bit of weeding and clearing. The Brazen Head public house there, not sure of the date on that. Yeah, I would say it's probably a 50-60% adherence rate to the lights among cyclists. So coming up on the right here we've got cheers. We've got the Citizens Theatre. Looks like they've got a fire alarm just now. Fire alarm activation. So it was originally known as the Princesses Theatre in 1878, I think. You've got the figures, statues there, the four muses, Burns and Shakespeare. It's had its facade changed a couple of times. You've also got the Glasgow Central Mosque on the right there. This being originally Gorbals Cross. Just a road junction now, really. There we go. And we've got 827 cyclists northbound today there. Definitely the busiest of the cityways. As later on those numbers will be hitting 1,000 at different points. Back over the Victoria Bridge. Brand new bus there. Alexander Dennis Electric. There we go. So on the right here, as we turn into Bridgegate, we've got the Bridgegate, which was the old fish market. Now a kind of arts and community centre. But cross over here, and then I just want to stop briefly. And So you can see the steeple there, it's the merchant steeple, completed in 1665. We're talking about 360 years old. Pretty good condition there with some buddleia. That was part of the Merchants' Hall, which was demolished in 1818, and then the fish market, now the Bridgegate, was built up around it. I want to say 1878, but oh, amber. Back to King's Court on King Street. Yes, I do think it's amazing that you've got a steeple like that. It's been standing for 360 years. We are in one of the oldest parts of the city. So just as we approach the end of the route, I just want to thank you for joining me. Hope you found that interesting. And I've got one more Cityway video to do. And as we finish, that is the Tron steeple, which I think is even older. And you've got the Tollbooth steeple as well at Glasgow Cross there. So take care, folks. See you again.